Hello lovely people of the world, I'm here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Tomb Raider Underworld. In the previous episode, we explored the ruins of Bhogavati, and I'm really hoping that I'm pronouncing that correctly. But in today's episode, we're going to be going through the ancient world, and, you know me, we're going to be destroying some pottery real quick. What the... You okay there, buddy? Hello? Physics glitch? Okay. It's moving! I can move it with my mind! This is funny. I'm sorry, but this is a pretty funny glitch right here. I got some footage of some pretty hilarious glitches during my practice playthrough of this level. Like, there's one particular part where I don't know what was going on, but like some textures were messed up and the lighting effect was weird, and it just looked pretty funny in general. And there's also a really hilarious one that we'll see a little bit later in this level, but oh my god, I don't know why this rock moving back and forth just amuses me so much. Okay, enough wasting time. I'm gonna let those jars live.
See where the runes of Thor's godlike strength came from.
This is awesome!
This was here long before the upper temple was added. Proto-Norse runes again. My son, your treasures here and far, this gauntlet's twin, your belt Megingjord, and the mighty Mjolnir, are protected by the dead to keep Jormungandr subdued. But the map's been destroyed, and recently. If one of Thor's gauntlets was here, it's gone now. What's this? Natla, I see your goal and am your puppet no longer. Richard James Croft. Father did this? RJC? Strange. Father never used his middle initial monograms to avoid confusion with his father. That's where you hid the artifact. You sly old fox. Now, if I can just make it back to the boat.
I really like that cutscene right there because you get a little bit more backstory of Lara's father and things like that. And I don't know why I just always loved that. And what I also really love is the fact that the statue thing right here glows when you walk by it. And it's just so cool. One thing that I absolutely love about the Legend trilogy is it takes ideas from mythology, such as Thor's godlike strength, gives a kind of an explanation for it, but at the same time also leaves a bit of mystery to it. Like, we now have an explanation for how Thor's godlike strength came from, but at the same time, we don't know how these gauntlets work. So I just find that really cool, and that's something that I really love about the Tomb Raider series. I don't love about the Tomb Raider series is dying. Alright, so one thing that I can suggest before you do anything else is kind of get yourself familiar with this area. That's the first artifact that I'm going to be going for in this level. So what we want to do is we want to move the statue over there. And yeah, we can just climb down here, and I just love the glowing of the statue. It's just so cool, it's so pretty. This is such a pretty game. Alright. I have a particularly fond memory with this level in particular. My first playthrough of Tomb Raider Underworld, I was living at my grandparents' house at the time, and my grandfather was watching me play through this level in particular. And something that I always treasure is the fact that he actually helped me figure out this puzzle in particular. And after we solved it, he looked at me and said that he liked this game. and he doesn't really play a whole lot of video games that much. But it was really nice. But it was really nice to see another family member liking something Tomb Raider related. Because this series is always really special to me, and I just love this series in general. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you probably also know that my sister loves these games as well. And I'm getting a sense of deja vu because I just said this a moment ago, because I died a moment ago, because I wasn't liking how my commentary was turning out. But hopefully it's turning out a little bit better this time around, and hopefully I actually know what I'm doing this time around. I don't think I moved it far enough. Can we move it a little any further? Hey, remember that time that I said that I knew what I was doing? Neither do I. Alright, I really like the circular design right there, big on the blue statue, because it kind of reminds me of the Skion from Atlantis, from Anniversary. That's probably not what it's supposed to be, but that's just what I always thought. And this area here, I gotta say, something kind of funny was, there is a glitch that I got on recording during this area. If you fall down that area, then you are gonna die, and it's not very pleasant at all. But the thing is, I triggered a glitch where I fell down there and lived for a moment, and after Lara stood there for like 2 seconds, then she died. And it's actually pretty funny. I'm probably going to be demonstrating it on screen sometime in this video, probably towards the ending of it. But yeah, that's basically how that's going to work. Now, I know there's another reward around here, but I don't remember where it is, so I'm going to look at my notes real quick. Alright, so that's the solution if you want to go grab this artifact. I believe that's the last one in this level. I believe there's only 3 in this room. So after that, there's only one more reward left to collect, and that is the relic. And it's a little bit tricky to get to. But basically, you want to move the platform so that it aligns with the statue itself. So it could be a little bit hard to... wow. What you want to do to collect the relic is that you want to move the platform in a way that aligns with the Thor statue. So this can be a little bit tricky to do because of the way that this room works. Hopefully you won't have too much of a problem with this, and hopefully my let's play of this game will actually be useful, because I like to feel like I'm being useful for once. I just love how the statue glows when Lara walks near it. I probably said that way too much during this let's play, but it's just such a pretty detail. Alright. Now, we want to move this round. And that will open up the pathway to the end of the level. But we are not quite done yet. Because what we want to do, jump up to the very tippy top. Grappling hook for unnecessary epicness, and go this way. And now you're going to want to move it this way as far as you can. Okay, I'm going to move it around this area real quick. I don't think there are really very many differences between what this room is like in this version and the Wii version. So you're not really missing much by me not showing off the Wii version of this room. The only real difference I can really remember off the top of my head is the fact that the statue does not glow when Lara walks near it. But that's understandable because of Wii hardware limitations, and the fact that the Wii and PS2 versions are pretty much identical. That's something that kind of bothers me about third-party games on during the Wii era, was that they treated the Wii and PlayStation 2 versions as like identical games. That's something that kind of bothered me for the longest time, and it still kind of bothers me to this day. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case with the Nintendo Switch and things like that, because it looks like the Switch is capable of being more awesome than that. I can't really think of a way to end off that sentence, but yeah, that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning. I really do love how, even if they are a little bit slow in coming out, which kind of bothers me, one thing that I really do like about the Switch is that it is getting more third-party games, and actually, I think I have more third-party Switch games than Nintendo stuff, which is pretty much unheard of for me, because I usually prefer Nintendo games and things like that. But yeah, that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning. Wait, can we? We don't need to move this actually any further. We could just continue. We could just finish it off like this. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that most of the games I own on Switch are third party. But enough about Nintendo Switch, because we're going to be playing through Tomb Raider Underworld. Because now that we've collected every single relic and artifact and reward and all that good stuff, we're going to leave this level forever.
And I am Thor no longer, it seems. I wonder how he charged it up again.
And with the level over, we're definitely going to have this video right here, right? Nope, this is probably the shortest level in the entire game, so we're just going to merge this one along with the previous one. And this right here may very well be my favorite detail in Tomb Raider Underworld, and at least in terms of graphics, because, as soon as these spiders would get off me, that'd be nice. Get away from me, get away from me, okay. Like, we're not even touching the water, but it's still moving around realistically, and I just love that so much. I'm going to go a little bit more downwards so that we can see it, and it's just so cool. I really love that water detail. It's just so awesome. But we can go over there, and I think something pretty cool is that sometimes when you do a backwards grappling hook jump like that, Lara will do a backflip, which is pretty interesting. And just want to double check my notes real quick. How many rewards are in this area? It looks like there's only 2. I'm just gonna double check this real quick. Yep. Okay, so we have everything we can at this point. So there's really not much else to talk about with this level, because it's basically just going to be like one big area that we're going to be swimming through. So one thing that I want to mention real quick is the fact that this may very well be one of my favorite outfits in the Tomb Raider series. There's some pretty great ones, like I really like the Legend one and things like that, but I think this one may very well be one of my more personal favorites. I think my favorite one, I'm not entirely sure what my favorite one exactly would be, but I do know that I think it does make an appearance in this game at some point. And this area right here I always get turned around with because of the way the camera moves when you pick up that artifact. But assuming I'm going the right way, we're in this video off pretty soon. Well, we should probably press the LB button so we can swim around quicker. Oh, but one more difference I want to make with the Weavers in this game is when you go through this area, the game the level kind of abruptly ends right here. Like, you just like jump skip over towards the boat, but in the Xbox 360 version, you just get out of the water and just go towards it. I don't think you have a chance to go back and get the artifacts they missed in the first level in Thailand, because if you get too close to the boat, then you're probably going to like not be able to play the level at all. But with all that being said, we're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this video of Tomb Raider Underworld, and next time it'll gear to you. Oh yeah.
Find anything?
There was a map, but Father destroyed it.
Well, the acorn certainly didn't fall very far from the tree.
He did it deliberately, to keep the information from Natla. But I'm sure he recorded everything first, and what's more, he found Thor's other gauntlet.
Where'd he put it?
Right under your nose.
Odin is the god of wisdom in Norse mythology and father to Thor. In one account, he gained his wisdom by sacrificing his eye to the wellspring beneath Yggdrasil, the World Tree. There he foresaw Ragnarok, the final battle that would destroy the world and the gods themselves. And, even with this knowledge, he would be unable to stop it. Odin's map room. On the wall is written, "My son, your treasures here and far are protected by the dead, the Gauntlet's twin, Megingjorth, and the mighty Mjolnir, to keep your Mungans subdued." Whether the historical Odin was the literal father of Thor is not certain, but the two figures were related in some manner. Thor's hammer, belt, and gauntlets were apparently hidden throughout the world to withstand the Midgard serpent, Jormungand. What this means exactly, and the nature of the Midgard serpent, are unknown. Perhaps the reference to how the artifacts are protected by the dead is a clue.